About Bloomfield, I've read an article on Executive Intelligence Review. He defended the interest of Lord Rothschild in his past, and he was a close friend to Ben-Gurion. Will you say that with the Tricontinental, it was a project through the IFA? Well, I don't have the English word for this, but I will provide the information to the audience more further. So when you look at the nuclear program of Israel inside this geopolitical game, what is the importance of this? Will you say that this is the end of this military complex? This is the Jew part of the movement we are criticizing, with what we said. You have a Jew movement that match with what we are criticizing in the English legacy.
Well, I think Bloomfield was pretty much true to the Zionist policy toward Israel, which is that Israel was built up as a military state, as a placekeeper in the Middle East. And the whole idea was that initially that the conflict between the Arabs and the Jews would provide an entry point for the British and the French and the Americans to go in and straighten things out. The turning point came in 1956 when the Israelis invaded Sinai and tried to take the Suez Canal with British and French support. French and British soldiers went, and the British Prime Minister said to Eisenhower, "You should join us." And Eisenhower said, "You should stop this right away, or we're going to have terrible economic sanctions against Britain." And the British and the French backed off, and the Israelis did also. That was the point at which the decision was made by the French to provide the technology for the Israeli bomb. And because Israel has a nuclear weapon, which they deny, or they don't talk about, they never signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Agreement. So you have a certain kind of force for this globalist British policy in the Middle East under what I would say is a very unstable bully, Netanyahu. And Netanyahu goes back to the extreme revisionist wing of Zionism tied to Jabotinsky, which believed that greater Israel is from the Nile to the Tigris-Euphrates. And this is what we're seeing with the West Bank is just the starting point. But I don't believe most Israelis support that. And I think the last election showed that Netanyahu can't get elected anymore. Whether there can be a solution in Israel, it's hard to say. But Bloomfield, throughout his career, was very much involved with defending and supporting the idea that the Israelis have a right to this land and a right to, and I don't just mean the actual physical land of Israel, but as much as they want to take. And Bloomfield worked with major charities that provided lots and lots of money for Israel, including for weapons and building new settlements and things of that sort.